The safest way to use credit cards for rewards is to build a cash buffer before you try to build a point strategy, because rewards only work when your basic financial system is already strong enough to handle the bill. A lot of people start with the exciting part first. They look at welcome bonuses, 5% categories, travel points, airport lounge access, hotel upgrades, transfer partners, and all the smart ways to turn normal spending into something that feels more valuable. But before any of that matters, there is one simple question. If your credit card bill arrived today, could you pay it in full without stress? If the answer is no, then the best credit card strategy is not a new premium card, a new point system, or another bonus offer. The best strategy is to create enough cash space that the card never controls you. A cash buffer is money that sits between you and financial pressure. It is not money for investing, not money for vacation, and not money for chasing a reward. It is the money that lets you pay your balance in full, handle an unexpected bill, avoid interest, and make calm decisions when life gets messy. Credit card rewards can make spending more efficient, but they cannot fix a weak cash position. In fact, if you use rewards before you have a buffer, the card can quietly become a trap. The points feel like progress, the cash back feels like a discount, and the welcome bonus feels like a win. But if you are carrying a balance, paying interest, or spending ahead of your income, the bank is probably earning more from you than you are earning from the card. This is why the first reward you should chase is not points or miles. It is control. Start with 1 month of expenses if that is realistic. If that feels too big, start with one full credit card payment. If even that feels hard, start with a smaller number that you can actually build. The exact amount matters less than the habit. You want to create a gap between the day you spend money and the day the bill is due. Without that gap, the card becomes a short-term loan. With that gap, the card becomes a payment tool. That difference changes everything. When you have a buffer, you can use a credit card for groceries, gas, dining, subscriptions, travel, or online purchases, and know the money is already there. You are not hoping next month's income will rescue last month's spending. You are simply moving planned spending through a card to earn rewards, then paying it off completely. That is the clean version of credit card rewards. It sounds less exciting than a first-class flight redemption, but it is the foundation that makes every good redemption possible. A cash buffer also protects you from one of the biggest mistakes with welcome bonuses: forced spending. A sign-up bonus might require you to spend $3,000, $4,000, or even $6,000 within a few months. That can be valuable if the spending matches bills you already planned to pay. But if you do not have cash ready, the requirement can push you into buying things early, buying things you do not need, or carrying a balance just to unlock a reward. At that point, the bonus is no longer free. It becomes pressure disguised as opportunity. Before you apply for a bonus card, ask yourself 3 questions. Can I meet the requirement with normal spending? Can I pay every dollar in full? Would I still make these purchases if there were no bonus? If any answer is no, the offer may be too expensive, even if the headline number looks attractive. This is where many people misunderstand rewards. They think the goal is to squeeze value out of every dollar, but the real goal is to protect the dollars you already have. A $1,000 travel bonus is not a win if it creates $1,200 of unnecessary spending. 5% cash back is not a win if it makes you buy things you would not have bought otherwise. A luxury travel perk is not a win if it pushes you into a lifestyle you were not planning to pay for. Rewards only count when they reduce costs that already belong in your real life. A buffer helps you see that clearly. It gives you the ability to say no to offers that look good but do not fit your situation. It also helps you choose between cash back and points more honestly. If you are still building stability, cash back may be more useful than travel points because it is simple, direct, and easy to apply against real expenses. Cash back can reduce your statement, go into your bank account, or support your savings goal. Travel points can be powerful, but they often work best when you already have flexibility, time, and enough cash to cover the rest of the trip. A free flight does not make the whole trip free. You may still pay taxes, fees, hotels, meals, transportation, baggage, and activities. If you do not have a buffer, points can encourage you to take a trip that your budget was not ready for. That does not mean travel points are bad. It means travel points should support a plan, not create financial pressure. A strong travel point strategy usually begins with a real travel goal. Maybe you already visit family once a year. Maybe you already take one vacation. Maybe you already spend money on hotels for work or family events. In those cases, points can reduce a cost that was already there. But if points make you create a trip just because you want to use the points, the math becomes less clean. You might save on the flight, but spend more on everything around it. This is why your cash position matters so much. When your buffer is healthy, you can look at travel points calmly. You can ask whether the redemption is actually useful, whether the trip fits your calendar, whether the fees are reasonable, and whether the points are solving a real problem. Without a buffer, travel points can make expensive choices feel cheaper than they really are. A buffer also changes how you look at annual fees. A card with a fee can make sense if the rewards and benefits genuinely save you money. But if the fee creates stress, or if you need to use credits in awkward ways just to justify the card, the value may not be as strong as it looks. A $200 travel credit is only worth $200 if it replaces travel you were already going to buy. A dining credit is only useful if it fits your normal routine. Lounge access is enjoyable, but it should not make you book extra trips just to feel like you are getting your money's worth. When you have a buffer, you can evaluate benefits calmly. When you do not have one, benefits can start to feel like obligations. That is a dangerous shift. The card starts telling you how to spend instead of helping you spend better. A good credit card should fit into your life quietly. It should not force you to rearrange your life around its credits, categories, and rules. If a benefit saves you money naturally, count it. If it makes you buy something you would not have bought, discount it heavily. If it creates stress, complexity, or pressure, it may not be worth as much as the marketing says. Another reason a cash buffer matters is timing. Credit card bills do not always line up perfectly with your paycheck. Some months are heavier than others. Insurance, medical bills, car repairs, tax payments, school expenses, family events, or holiday spending can all hit at awkward times. If you rely on the next paycheck to cover the current card balance, one unusual month can throw off the whole system. A buffer gives you breathing room. It allows you to pay the bill on schedule while adjusting your spending afterward. That breathing room is what keeps rewards from turning into debt. You do not need a complicated system to start. One simple method is to separate your credit card spending from your available spending money. Every time you use the card, imagine that money has already left your account. Some people move the amount into a separate checking account. Some people track it in a spreadsheet. Some people use budgeting apps. Some people keep it simple and check their card balance every few days. The tool does not matter as much as the rule. If you cannot pay for it now, do not put it on the card for rewards. Rewards should be earned on spending that is already funded. Another useful habit is to pay your card more than once per month. You do not have to wait for the statement due date if waiting makes the balance feel too large. Weekly payments or mid-cycle payments can help you stay aware and reduce stress. This is especially useful if you are new to credit cards, rebuilding discipline, or using multiple cards. The goal is not to optimize every technical detail. The goal is to make the system easy enough that you never lose control. Once your buffer grows, you can become more strategic. You can choose one card for everyday spending, one card for a strong category like groceries or dining, and maybe one card for travel goals. You can consider whether points make sense, whether an annual fee is justified, and whether a welcome bonus fits your normal expenses. But the order matters. Stability first, rewards second, complexity last. Many people do it backward. They add complexity, hope the rewards create value, and only later realize that the system is hard to manage. A stable setup does not need to impress anyone. It needs to work every month. If you already carry credit card debt, the smartest move is usually to pause rewards chasing. This does not mean you failed. It means the math has changed. Interest rates on credit cards are usually much higher than the value of rewards. Earning 2% cash back while paying high interest is not a win. In that situation, the priority is to stop adding new debt, make a payoff plan, and simplify your card use. You might keep one card for necessary purchases and pay it down aggressively, or you might use a debit card temporarily while you rebuild your cash position. The best reward during that season is not a point or a mile. It is lowering your interest cost and getting your freedom back. You should also protect your buffer from lifestyle creep. When people start earning rewards, they sometimes feel like spending is cheaper than it really is. 5% back does not mean 95% off. A travel credit does not mean travel is free. A bonus category does not make unnecessary spending smart. The card should follow your budget, not lead it. If your normal grocery budget is $500, a grocery rewards card can make that $500 more efficient. It should not quietly turn it into $700 just because the category earns more. The same rule applies to dining, travel, subscriptions, and shopping portals. Rewards multiply your habits. They do not automatically improve them. If your habits are disciplined, rewards help. If your habits are impulsive, rewards can make the impulse feel justified. A cash buffer gives you a clearer view of what you are actually doing. It lets you ask better questions. Did this card reduce a real cost? Did this purchase fit my plan? Did this reward make my life simpler or more complicated? Am I using the card because it helps me or because the reward program is pulling me into extra spending? These questions matter more than the exact cents per point calculation. The best credit card users are not just good at finding value. They are good at avoiding bad value. They know when to ignore a bonus, skip a fee, downgrade a card, or choose cash back over points because simplicity is worth something too. Your fifth card, your next bonus, or your next redemption will not matter much if your basic system is unstable. But when the foundation is strong, credit cards can become useful tools. They can organize spending, protect purchases, build credit history, earn cash back, reduce travel costs, and create opportunities you would not have had otherwise. The difference is whether you are using the bank's money as a bridge because you need it, or using your own money through a card because the card gives you benefits. That difference is quiet, but it is powerful. So before you chase the next offer, check your buffer. Before you transfer points, check your cash. Before you pay an annual fee, check whether the benefit replaces something real. Before you open a new card, check whether your current cards are already paid in full. A strong reward strategy is not built on excitement. It is built on repeatable control. The goal is to make credit cards boring in the best possible way, predictable, paid off, organized, and useful. Once that is true, rewards become much easier to enjoy. Cashback feels like real savings. Points become a tool for planned travel. Bonuses become opportunities instead of pressure. Annual fees become business decisions instead of emotional decisions. And your credit cards stop feeling like something you have to manage with stress. They become tools that quietly work in the background. In the end, the most valuable credit card reward is not a flight, a hotel night, a statement credit, or a lounge visit. It is the ability to use the card without fear, pay it off without scrambling, and choose rewards without losing control. Build the buffer first, then build the strategy. That is how you make credit cards work for your life, instead of letting your life work around credit cards.